Obviously, the game speaks for itself this week. Just how's it feel to be here, and just the emotion going into a rivalry game like this with what's at stake?
It feels good, you know. It's the biggest game of the season because it's the next game of the season. So, like, we're gonna do everything that we've been doing, same. You know, no added pressure to us for real. It's just it's a rivalry game, so it's a little bit more hatred, a little bit more emotion, and a little bit more attitude. So we're just gonna try to control that, stay in the greenhouse, and do what we're supposed to do, because that's all that matters.
How do y'all run effectively against a team like Texas that's, at least statistically, pretty good on run defense?
Yeah, statistically they are. So just challenge them. Try to single out a few players and take our matchups where we can, and then just honestly winning our one-on-ones. That's the main goal of our group this week, because they do a lot of stuff that isolate a lot of players. So just winning our one-on-ones.
Sorry if we've asked you this before in the past, but where did the chair come from, and how are you interested? Is it that how much it's taken off?
The chair came from just something that Mafia used to help us get hyped for an upcoming game versus an opponent that we had that week. And it's just the mentality that we had that whole week after he did it. So some just told me, run out with the chair. And then we started winning and added stickers to it, so it can't go away.
That chair's running out of room for stickers. Y'all got room for one more?
Definitely. We got room for FOMO.
What do you think of Elko smashing it?
Yeah, that was a crazy moment right there. I mean, it's just cultivation of our, everything we do, our community here, our teammates and our coaches. We all in the line, so it's pretty cool to see him, join in on the trend.
Do you think all the guys who are from out of state and even out of the country on the team understand what this rivalry means to maybe some of the, if not some of the players from Texas, but the fans here?
Of course, they come in to this program understanding everything that we're trying to accomplish. It's not just because we're from here we understand it. It's because we in this program we understand it. Because we have a great culture here and a great unity. So I'm pretty sure they understand what's at stake here.
You guys talk about the mantra was finished this year. You're 11-0 heading into the final week. How vindicating is it to say, like, hey, everything we said we could do, we did it?
Well, the job's not done yet. We ain't did everything we said we can do yet, so the job's not done.
Everybody talks about the culture here, especially this season. How much do you feel like that's been different from years prior and other teams you've been on?
It's different here because it just means more. Everything, every detail, every minute thing, it just means more here. And we got the ability to accomplish everything that everybody in the country want to accomplish. So it just gives us a little bit extra motivation.
As one of the vocal leaders on this team, how do you channel emotions correctly in a rivalry game like this, where you don't necessarily play emotional out on the field?
It starts with building a relationship with your teammates and know what gets them going and what calms them down. But a lot of these guys here are built for wars, built for these type of games. So, like, I already know, like, we might have to calm people down instead of pick people up this week. But just doing a good job and reminding people, don't get too high, don't get too low. Stay level-headed until it's all zeros on the clock and we up by 100.
You had said earlier before the year that you guys wanted to be the Joe Moore Award winners, and you are semi-finalists, probably going to be finalists, I think. Why should this team be or this O-line be the Joe Moore Award winner?
For starters, for offensive linemen, physicality is one of the highest things on the board, and I feel like we're the most physical and most dominant offensive line unit in the country. Not just each position, but as a unit, we do it better than everybody else. And then our attention to detail, the schemes we run, we good in it. We can run any type of scheme, zone, gap, downhill, and we pass protect. So we don't give up sacks. So, like, everything you want from an elite offensive line, we check off the list. Now we just got to check off the Joe Moore.
You guys have been so deep, playing 8, sometimes even 9 O-linemen. What benefits for you, because you'll come off for entire drives, like what benefits do you feel like that gives the whole group, and then also for you?
It gives us confidence to know that this next guy up, and then we can still do whatever we need to do no matter who's on the field. It's just, I commend everybody in that room, because I know that's not what everybody want to do, but we gets the job done. So it keep us fresh and keep us going, and it keep us paying attention to the details, because we know that the next guy behind us can play at any school in the SEC.
Does it make you feel fresher than maybe your previous seasons at Kansas, where you're probably playing every play of the game?
Yeah, it don't faze me pretty much. I've been doing this a lot, but yeah, I can see just a few things in my body at the end of the games being a little fresher.
Being from Texas, was one of your first memories of this rivalry, or do you have any early on memories?
He was my O-line coach at a point in time, Coach Grimes. He was an offensive lineman here. Just the iconic photo of him standing in front of the Texas player and just yelling and cussing. And I always talked and joked to him about it, and we talked about this game before. It's just that was one of my first memories. And then that awful kick.
You have a lot of things to play for. Obviously, try to get to the SEC championship game. It's a rivalry, you know, the playoff and stuff like that. But I also wonder, do y'all ever among yourselves have much conversation about, you know, Marcel and this Heisman race and things like that? And if you do, what kind of discussion is it?
Oh yeah, in the offensive line room is we got on a mission, Project Get Marcel the Heisman. So just like if we just do our job and keep him clean, he gonna do it himself. So it ain't no real conversation because we already know, like, if we out there on the field and Marcel out there, he got a chance to win every award in the country.
This game means a lot to a lot of you, but what does it mean to Trey?
It means a lot to Trey. You know, he's been the starting tackle, you know, the pillar of this offense for a long time. And just having this conversation with Trey a minute ago, just telling him how much I appreciate him, how much he does for us and me personally, just allowing me to have a voice in here because he's been a leader here for since he got here. So it means a lot to Trey, just being able to fill up that ring box.
You know if he's still got that upside-down Longhorn in his room?
I'm pretty sure he does.
It's been a while since A&M's been to a conference title game. What would it mean to be a part of the team that got them back there?
It means a lot. It means a lot. But we don't really talk about what A&M haven't done because, like, we wasn't here or alive when they were doing it. So we don't really care. It's just this team, this season, and what we got ahead. I feel like we can be the first team just because we the first people to be on this team at this time. So.
Is there anything from the game last season that stuck with you from a revenge standpoint, maybe that you guys were able to do, or anything?
A few things, but we're gonna get it handled. I don't want to speak on nobody.
Does it happen to
Couple more.
include the players stomping on the field after the game?
Yeah, you know, cowards do what cowards do.
Elko said he didn't have to tell you guys too much this week to get up, but what was his message to you guys?
Nothing. He just put Texas A&M versus Texas. That's all he put on the board. It's week 12. That's all he had to put on the board because we got everything in front of us. You know, we playing for championships. We playing for rings. So he could have put anybody on the board and we would have been up for it.
What gives you the most confidence that you guys can add that last sticker to the chair this week?
Our preparation, our attention to detail, our ins and out, and starting from not foul count, but since we lost the game in Vegas, like every step of the way, we've been really hitting it hard and paying attention to every detail and trying to check everything off the list. And we've done it so far, so just keep going.
How cool is this for your mom, who's been an A&M fan her whole life?
Pretty cool, you know. We kind of recreated the picture that they took when they was kids, so pretty cool. On senior day, we got to do that. It means a lot. It kind of made me always dream of being here. So when I got here, she just been off the walls.
At DeSoto, how did people talk about this rivalry growing up and being from Dallas, being in the state? Did you watch it every Thanksgiving? Did you watch it? I mean, how important was it to you personally?
I think the last time I watched it was when Justin Tucker made that kick. But yeah, so my offensive line coach in high school was coached by Coach Grimes. So I always had that connection with A&M. I always been looking at this school, not just any game.
All right, that's a wrap.
Thank you.
Big Von Miller and Cyrus Gray fan?
Oh yeah, definitely. I appreciate Von.
Will, just what's just kind of the feeling going into this one with what all is at stake?
You know, this is the one we've been waiting for, you know, since, you know, SEC Media Day, all the guys have been talking about it. You know, the questions came up, and it's finally here. So we're working hard to prepare for it, and we're real excited about this one.
What do you think about Texas passing game? as y'all watched the scout ball?
Yeah, it's real. They got a real nice scheme. You know, head coach do a good job of getting their receivers open and doing a lot of motions to get them free and undisguise the defense. So we just got to stay in our disguise, and hopefully everything plays out perfect for us.
What any lessons did you learn from the game last season, and including the build-up to that game, and what have you guys kind of thought just think back to that game?
Yeah, we really just got to lean on each other, you know what I'm saying? Play 4 quarters worth of football, you know, like just not make this game such a big special game, you know, play it how we done played the rest of the games and we're going to be just fine.
You said you want to keep it the same, but do you feel like there's a little bit of intensity cranked up this week?
Yeah, this week it's always intensity when we play these guys, you know. It's real important to us to come out and win this game, but we just got to stay level-minded and just play this game how we done played every other game, and we're going to be just fine.
Do you feel like there's a little more meaning behind it now that y'all played in this one last year?
Yeah, of course. Like, it's all the history. Like, me being a guy from St. Louis, I don't know too much about it, but just what the guys from Texas talk about and the guys that played here, the coaches that played here, it's real big history with this game. So you got to attack it with all your heart, you know, and just give it your all. But at the same time, you got to stay level-minded and just know what comes ahead.
As you've watched film, have you seen their passing game change at all, develop at all through the season?
Yeah, they do a good job of running the same route concept, but they get to it differently. You know, like you'll see a lot of the same routes, but they get to them differently, you know, with the motions and everything like that. But, you know, it's a real good job on their offensive coordinator and their guys of, you know, developing their offense to make explosive plays.
Where does your pick six rank among your favorite plays you've had?
It's definitely my favorite play I done had, you know, just like a big game like that and the whole outcome of how it ended, like that sucks. But, you know, just living in that moment and being a part of it, you know, that's a big moment for me for sure.
To that note, how much have you guys been kind of emphasizing trying to get more turnovers here these last few weeks?
You know, just doing what we doing, you know, emphasize more on punching the ball out and being more disruptive on defense. But, you know, we just going to keep doing what we've been doing and it's going to come to us for sure.
Well, if you can speak for your whole team, how important is it for you guys to reach the SEC championship game? Because you're already in the playoff, so you already got that one assured.
Yeah, like Coach Elko said, like every game from here, like it's a championship, you know. So every game here, you know, you want to win this one so we can get to the SEC championship and lock that spot in. And then, you know, anything beyond that, we don't get no more chances. So you got to take every game like this Friday as important as it is because it's a championship on the line. So that's how we're looking at it.
What would it mean to you to be a part of the team that takes A&M to their first conference championship since 3 decades ago?
It'd be amazing, you know, like me personally, like my high school career, it got ended short because of COVID, so I never got to experience a state championship or anything like that. And so like being a part of the SEC championship for a long time and recreating history here at Texas A&M would be amazing.
So you have a history of playing them, even before A&M. So how long did it take you to decide you hated the Longhorns?
It took me the first game I played them at Kansas State. You know, we were so close, and then that last play at the goal line didn't fall and come our way. So ever since then, you know, I had a little hate built up for them.
How do you balance the emotion of, you know, a rivalry game, but not playing emotional during the game?
You know, just our preparation, you know, how we prepare during the week, that just keeps us balanced because we know what we're finna do, we know what we're finna get, so we're prepared for it. So we don't really got to tie into all the little details, and we just got to key into all the stuff that we know. So all the little rivalries, chitter chat, we just not going to worry about it and do what we need to do.
Do you feel like this team's good at checking its emotions during a game?
Yeah, of course. You know, a lot of our guys, you know, we really didn't bought into together and understood, like, what's bigger ahead of us, you know. Like, all that little stuff in the game at that moment could really cost us in the end. So our whole goal is to play 4 quarters and just worry about what we need to do.
You talked about earlier about how, like, the mantra was finish. To be one final game in the regular season, everything's still obtainable. Just what's that say about you guys' effort this year and just the focus?
It's really just giving it our all, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know what this game has in front of us, and we know all the championships that's ahead of us. So we really just got to focus on this one, do what we need to do, and then it's going to fall in our hands.
How has Armajé stepped up being a first-time captain? Is this kind of a leader of this team?
Yeah, you know, I've been knew he was a leader, you know, since our little rivalry when he was at Kansas and I was at Kansas State. So him being on that O-line and him leading those guys, I always knew he had it in him. And just how he carries himself in the locker room is really big, you know. Like, he's always loose. He's never that guy that's going to be uptight and just be uncomfortable. He's real comfortable and makes everybody else comfortable. So, like, he's a great person to have on your team.
Was it a little weird the first time you saw him in this building, realizing y'all were on the same side now?
No, it wasn't that weird, but I talk about it every day, you know what I'm saying, that we beat him when we played at Kansas State and he was at Kansas, and I make sure he remembers it every time. So, nah, it's not weird at all.
I know the fans like the cheer. What does it do for the locker room?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, like that chair has been through a lot. We done had zip ties put on it. I don't even know if it's the same chair. They done taped it, everything. That chair been through a lot, and just seeing Amaje carry it around, it's a good feeling and good excitement to the team.
How much conversation has there been for people, like you said, not from Texas or weren't in this game last year to kind of lock in and tell them the importance of this one?
It's really about just being the togetherness as a team. You know, like if you care about the man next to you and he's from Texas and you care about the history of the program, you know how big this game is. So, you know, everybody's tied in together as a team and as a family, so everybody knows this is a big one.
That chair's starting to run out of space with all the stickers on it. Y'all got room for one more?
Yeah, we definitely got room for one more, and I know exactly where that spot's going to be at. So, yeah.
Remember in camp you had talked about kind of the disrespect y'all felt about the Texas 8-4 jokes and all the predictions that had kind of kept y'all at 8 wins or something.
Yeah.
How vindicating has it felt to just crush those expectations and kind of prove a lot of people wrong this year?
Yeah, we're not shocked. You know, the guys here that's been putting in the work since the summer and then since the ending of last year, we all knew what we was capable of doing. But now it's just like that whole aspect of finishing. You know, like we're not really thinking about being 11-0. At this point, we're just trying to be 1-0, and we're going to be 1-0 Friday, and we're going to get it done.
What is it about this team that you guys have played so well on the road for the most part?
You know, just, you know, like the togetherness. You know, everybody stayed together, and everybody's been, you know, picking each other up. Nobody's been looking at one side of the ball, the other side of the ball, and blaming each other. Everybody's picking each other up, and we're leaning on each other to make plays. So when you get that in the locker room at halftime and stuff like that, you shouldn't be surprised when we come out and execute well. So.
Obviously, you didn't grow up with the rivalry, but was there a moment when you were like, oh yeah, I understand exactly what this means?
Yeah, definitely. Like with Coach Peterson, my DB coach, you know, he really sat in the cornerback room when we played him last year and broke down how important this game is and the history behind it. So just playing in it and hearing him talk about it really gave like the passion of how good this game is and how we need to execute and succeed on our end.
What were maybe some of the stories that he told you about his time playing in the rivalry at A&M?
Really, we talked about it today, really just like how he had a bitter taste in his mouth when he was a GA here. I think it was 2011 when Justin Tucker made the field goal. So like he told me about how he felt like it was an iffy late hit call that led up to the field goal and everything like that. And he just like ever since then he had a bitter taste in his mouth. And then last year us not coming out with the the win that we wanted. So ever since then it's like I kind of feel for him and I want to bring this win home for him, honestly.
Are there any teammates who've been extra vocal this week about what it means to them?
Honestly, a lot of the guys here, we're not really overdoing it. We're just taking it as another game, and we got to do what we're supposed to do, and we're going to get the outcome we want. So a lot of guys, it's just really regular, like a regular practice. We're not overemphasizing anything. We're just doing what we need to do, and we're going to get the outcome.
How do you think Dalton has elevated the secondary, and what has led to kind of just seems like he makes a big play every game now?
Yeah, that's Dalton Brooks. I've never been shocked by it. Like, it happens every day at practice, and I just feel like us being in this scheme second year, it's just he's more comfortable and like he's seeing everything perfectly. Like, he's getting his reads right and then he's trusting it. So that's all it really is, just being comfortable in the scheme and trusting what you see. So, and that's how he comes down with plays. And, that's Dalton. So that's nothing surprising to me.
Couple more.
So you got a nickname yet?
Nah, they haven't gave Dalton a nickname yet. He really a quiet guy, honestly. So I'm going to give him one. After we win this one Friday, I'm going to give him one for sure.
All right. That's
All right.
Yep.
Thanks, Will.
Yep, no problem.
Appreciate